Hi, there are a lot of things happening in the world right now that can feel very overwhelming. COVID, violence, war, climate change, just to name a few. Luckily, there's a strategy that will help you keep your emotions and your worry in check. And the best part about it is that it's super empowering and helps you to feel better. This is another one of those awesome strategies by Stephen Covey and his Leader in Me program. And this strategy is called the Circle of Influence. I want you to imagine 3 circles inside of each other. The first circle is our circle of concern. These are all the things in the world that can cause us to worry, especially if we think more and more about them. Within the circle of concern is our circle of influence, and all the things that we have a little bit of power over or influence over fall within this circle. Now, the third, tiniest circle is our circle of control. And the reason it's so tiny is because, unfortunately, there's only 3 things we can control, and that's our thoughts, behaviors, and our emotions. So you have these 3 circles. Now, where we go wrong is when we spend all our time and energy focusing on our circle of concern. Instead, we want to look at what falls inside our circle of influence, because those are things that you can do things about. When they fall outside of your circle of influence, you can worry all you want and the outcome stays the same. So what's the point of worrying? Instead, what you want to do is you want to realize what's outside of your control and outside of your influence, and what's inside your influence and inside your control, and focus your attention there. So let me give you an example. Let's say our child comes home from school and says they have no friends. They're all alone during recess. That would break any parent's heart. We would definitely be concerned. And we wish we could change the behavior of all the other kids at school and make them be more friendly and include our child, but we know we can't. So, besides calling the teacher and asking if perhaps they can help facilitate some friendships, where do we have the most influence? We really don't have influence over the other children. We only have influence over our child. And what can we control? Ourselves. So, given that scenario, here's what I would suggest trying. I would suggest problem solving with your child, talking through scenarios, trying to find out where, if any place, your child is going wrong socially. Maybe watch them on a play date and see if perhaps they're just very shy. Or maybe they're a bit bossy. Maybe they can't compromise. Those are things you can work on, and that's a place where you have a lot of influence. You see, all those things I'm talking about will alter the outcome of the problem, whereas just worrying doesn't change a thing. Then finally, your circle of control. What can you control? The only thing you control is how you approach the subject with your child, the words you say, the unconditional support you give them, the encouragement you can give them. Unfortunately, that's it. So I want you to imagine 2 parents dealing with the same situation. One worries day and night, talks to all their friends about it, and is very, very stressed and sad about the idea that perhaps their child's wandering alone at recess. Parent B is just as worried, but knows that worry won't do anything, and instead tries some of the strategies we talked about with problem solving and role playing. And I would bet that parent B's child would end up having more success on the playground because parent B focused on what was inside their circle of influence and their circle of control. So when you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed about a situation, I suggest you take a step back and you try to figure out what part of this situation is within my circle of concern, but outside of my circle of influence. And conversely, what part of this situation is inside my circle of influence and my circle of control, and focus all your time and energy there. You'll feel much better. You'll feel empowered. You'll feel like your concern and worry actually amounts to some positive change. And it's just all in all a better solution than worrying night and day. So good luck. Let me know how it goes. And I hope this strategy helps you as much as it has helped me.